Hi, and welcome to the French Tech News podcast again with Ethan Pierce and myself, Chris O'Brien. We're delighted today to have Cédric, France's digital minister, with us, who's just made a big announcement about France's ambition for AI.
Yes, well, basically it's been a priority for the president of these past years to get France back into the race of the global innovation, especially in many key technologies. AI is one of them. He presented a few years ago in 2018 the first phase of the strategy, which was focusing on research, mainly to foster and to develop here a global research ecosystem in terms of artificial intelligence. And now we have been presenting with my counterpart from science and research the second phase of the strategy, which will be a 2 billion euro strategy with the main focus on talent. What we see is that the competition for artificial intelligence is at first a competition for human intelligence, and the country or the ecosystem that is able to attract the biggest number of talents and to train the most people will be the one that can be competitive on the global stage. So we will be focusing on training, attracting more talents here, both undergrad, graduate, and PhDs, because we want to cover the whole spectrum. And basically, we want to train more. Only for France, 2,000 people more per year undergrad, 1,500 graduate people, and 200 PhD more, which is only the beginning, because in the global ecosystem of innovation, we know that being able to have talent here is one of the key drivers. There are all other things within the strategy as far as distributed AI or embedded AI is concerned, but if you have one thing to take away, it's a focus on talent.
Yeah, and I should mention, as a backdrop, we're here today at the France's AI conference, where France Digitale had released a report noting the number of employees in the sector, which is quite large now. I remember the first conference, France's, I think 2016, they had mapped 180 AI startups. This year it's 508 startups in the sector. So clearly the demand for talent is immense. The competition
Obviously
with the other countries is immense. Is this the main thing that you hear from entrepreneurs in the sector, this need for talent and this competition for the right people to help them scale?
Well, it's true as far as AI is concerned, it's true as far as tech as a whole is concerned. The main bottleneck is talent. So what we know is that first, especially due to what the government has been doing in France lately, France is getting back into the innovation race. But what we know and what we are determined to solve is that it's definitely not the end of the story. I mean, we are still lagging behind in terms of number of startups created, in terms of funds invested, lagging behind the US, Israel, or even the UK. So if you want to accelerate, if you want to not to get back in the race, but to lead the race, then we have to be able to work on talent.
Great. Well, we'll look forward to following the developments over the next few years. But thank you very much for your time, and thank you for joining us.